The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.
The role of a woman in the society is to submit. Birth control are the pills of the devil. Education is so fundamental to the development of a people. Hang murderers. Simple as that. What am I voting for? Voting will change nothing.
Tout le monde haïtien, como ye. God save the Queen. Freedom!
Broadcasting live from ILTV Studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. Welcome to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. I'm a Justice of the Peace here within the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And of course, I'm a member of the local Christian Catholic community. I'm joined in studio by my spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll, who is a biblical scholar extraordinaire. Bradley, welcome to Freedom March.
Thank you, Mr. Monker.
Well, folks, the news coming out of the Parliament, for me, is very shocking. This F&M minister, he is, of course, the member of Parliament for, what is the name of the constituency, my spiritual advisor? That the Negro Minister for the Environment.
Yeah, that's Marathon.
Thank you, my spiritual
Marathon.
advisor. Marathon Member of Parliament, Romuald Ferreira. He has told a parliament how he has received death threats. And of course, he has pointed out that no one has been prosecuted over the death threats. I'm very sympathetic to him, having been threatened by death and having had the experience of a Negro woman coming to the studio and also threatening and attempting to assault me in the presence of the police. I shall look at the threats of a minister whom I suspected was not threatened with murder during the period in which the F&M is in power. Could it be that the departure of Commissioner of Police Ellison Greenslade is tied to the fact that Save the Bay and certain F&Ms have claimed that Greenslade failed to investigate serious criminal allegations against them, and while they were in opposition, they lost confidence in Greenslade and they couldn't wait for the government to change so that they could send him packing off to London. You may not believe that, but when I come back, I'll attempt to build a case. And of course, there are some other situations developing in the Parliament. I'll also tell you about those developments. And then, of course, you would have seen the Punch by now. Man, the Punch look good? What the Punch say? This is the Punch. The Punch look good. And who knows, I might discuss the Punch because in the headline is Sabbats. Sabbats is in the headline. And then, of course, there is a photograph of Sabbats, Rodney Monker, the Negro Justice of the Peace, and, of course, another Negro who I can't recognize.
That's
Listen,
Frank Rutherford,
folks,
man.
my spiritual advisor tells me
It's Frank Rutherford.
it's Frank Rutherford. All kind of things to tell you today. Just relax. Today is Thursday, 2nd of November, 2017. Sir David Knowles is 100 years old. Happy birthday, Sir David, and may you live for another 100 years.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live from ILTV studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker, and my spiritual advisor, praise the Lord, Bradley Rule, is here. Bradley, how are you?
I'm doing great, Mr. Monker. How about yourself?
Well, I'm fine.
All is well?
All is well.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, folks, a couple weeks ago, decent Mrs. Loretta Butler Turner invited me to a private gathering around her pool. Man, she has a wonderful pool, taking into consideration that I ain't got no pool. But she has a wonderful pool. And this was during the National Heroes holiday. So when I arrived at her estate, she had a number of prominent citizens waiting to greet me. My goodness, she knows how to flatter me. And as we sat down around the pool, we began to discuss some of the heroes of the Bahamas. And she reminded me, she said to me, listen, on the 2nd of November, that is Sir David Knowles' birthday. And I need you to give him a powerful salute and shout out. But goodness me, November 2nd came so quickly. And today is Sir David's birthday. Do we have a photo of Sir David? You will recall that former F&M minister responsible for, I think, social services, Mr. Algernon Allen, came up with a wonderful organization which was designed to bring all of the Bahamian people together, as Algernon Allen described it, one Bahamas. And two great citizens emerged to spearhead it and to lead it. Now, you know, I'm getting old, so forgive me if I don't get it right. But I think I have it right. Those two great citizens were former Governor General Sir Orville Turnquest and the Olympian Sir David Knowles. Sir David, as I told you, is 100 years old today. He and Sir Orville mobilized hundreds of citizens, and they would have these annual marches through the islands of New Providence, which was designed to bring all of God's children together in a sense of brotherhood, love, and national unity. And so, during one of the, what do we call it? One Bahamas parade, Sir David Knowles apologized to the Negroes for slavery. I don't know why he took personal responsibility for slavery, but nevertheless, he apologized. Well, he's celebrating his 100-year anniversary. And Sir David, listen, decent Loretta Butler Turner, she insisted that I had to remember. And I do remember, because don't forget, it was decent Loretta Butler Turner who ignored the fact that I was a grassroots man from Black Village, that I was a semi-illiterate man, and that I was a poor Negro. When she recommended to Her Excellency the Governor General that I should be appointed to the Senate on the 20th of December, 2016. So you see, I owe her one. So David, she wants me to wish you a happy, happy birthday. And so David, if things was much better for me, I'd buy you a cake. But things kind of tough now. But happy birthday, Sir David, and may you live for another 100 years. So, my spiritual advisor, today is Sir David's birthday.
Yeah.
Are you going to give Sir David a shout
Yeah, happy
out?
birthday. Happy birthday, Sir David Knowles. I think he is the oldest Olympian alive, is he?
Well, I know he's the
almost
oldest
certain.
Olympian alive in the Bahamas. I don't know about the world.
I think they were saying that he was the oldest Olympian.
Sir David,
alive.
don't skylark.
Sir David Knowles.
During one of the reign of the FNM, Sir David was visiting a certain minister.
So who?
Sir David Knowles.
Okay. I was saying David Knowles. Sir Derwent.
Yeah, Sir
Okay.
David. And they had him in one little room. And when they came for Sir David started robbing. He said he's never seen an office as dirty and as nasty as that. As he veiled the FNM backside, as Sir David was moving towards the minister's office, I want the FNM to watch out for me. Sir David complained about how y'all always asking him for his money. But I only saying it so that I may upset the FNM and let them know that nothing happens within the party that I don't know. But I leave that for the day, and who knows tomorrow. I may tell you some more things that Sir David had to say. Okay? But Sir David, enjoy your day. That's powerful. Well, folks, the House of Assembly is in session. But before I go into it, I want to acknowledge that an FNM stalwart by the name of Calvin Johnson has passed away.
Yeah, I see his photo.
Calvin was the FNM candidate who defeated the late Alfred Maycock. Alfie Maycock, as he was called, was the minister responsible for immigration. What was the name of Alfie Maycock constituency? I think it was called Fort Fincastle.
Alfie is an Alfred Maycock?
Yeah, Alfie Maycock.
I wouldn't remember.
I think it was Fort Fincastle. But Calvin defeated him and became one of the heroes of 1992. I saw him just the other day on Bay Street. I didn't realize that he was not feeling well. He appeared to be strong. His emotions were powerful. And he seems to have been enjoying life. He's a good man. And we all will die.
One day.
We all will die.
Absolutely.
It was never my hope that I should die, even though these Negroes have been threatening my life. I'd always hope that one day, like who, I would be taken away. Who was taken away?
You won't be like Enoch or Elijah? Which one?
Which one?
Taken up in the whirlwind. Elijah, man.
He went in the whirlwind?
Yeah, you
I
won't go
scared of whirlwind. How about a chariot? So, Calvin, to his family and friends, here from Freedom March, we extend our condolences. And I'll tell you something. There was never a day that I saw him that I did not welcome him. A great man, Calvin Johnson, dead at age 64. And may he rest in peace.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I see it right here.
Well, folks, having said that, I shall now mark off and I shall now call for the firing of the Minister of Finance, K. Peter Turnquest. Man, this man is disgraceful. It is almost as if when it comes to economics, when it comes to finances, when it comes to giving a true account of the state of the Bahamas finance, this man is turning out every day to be perhaps one of the biggest joker in the history of the F&M. Where is Sir, what is the name of the finance minister that the F&M have? Where is Sir William Allen? Sir William Allen, you are a statesman. How is it that you can stand within the heart of the party and have this level of incompetence being displayed by K. Peter Turnquest? Man, he can't count. He can't count, and he can't find nobody to count. Now, I can't count. I always admit to that. I have difficulty counting. But I can find many people who can count. And I ask them to do the little counting for me. This man can't determine whether or not $42,000 has been stolen or if it is hidden somewhere. Now don't take this out of context, because for a second, I'm going to move Peter Turnquest out of the way. For I believe that they are all honorable men. So I ain't talking about Peter. Let's talk about Minister X. That's the name I'm going to call this imaginary Minister of Finance. If I had an imaginary Minister of Finance who can't find $42 million, I don't mean Peter Turnquest, because we know he's an honorable man. Minister X, I would call him a crook. I don't mean Peter, because Peter's not a crook. I'm talking about my imaginary Minister of Finance. What you mean you can't find $42 million? Every time they say $42 million is missing, I'm suspicious. And in my mind, if I had an imaginary Minister of Finance telling me that, I would watch him and make sure when he comes to the ministry, the police will be there. When he's leaving the ministry, the police will follow him. Because this is a slick way of my imaginary Minister of Finance ripping off the public treasury. Because every day, if my imaginary minister is saying money is missing, you drop your guard. And the next thing, the $1 billion they say the PLP thief from the public treasury, you'll find that my imaginary minister would be stealing $42 million. How come we are so confused over this money? A Negro man taught me many years ago, when you see smart, educated, people with class, people with knowledge, playing crazy and miscounting, watch out for them. But I don't mean Peter Turnquest, because he's an honorable man. All right? And I don't want him to sue me. Next thing you know, the man sue me, say trying to defame his character. But I don't mean him. I move him out the way. And in my mind, I'm creating an imaginary Ministry of Finance with an imaginary Minister of Finance. I'm tired of this man. One day he said the money can't find. The next day they said they find the money. Another day they said the PLP spend it on election. Now I confuse. They think I'm stupid because I'm black. Huh? How come this money keep disappearing and reappearing? Disappearing and reappearing. All right? And then can you imagine if there is an atheist in the treasury? Don't forget what the F&M did, you know. They hired a whole man who don't believe in God. So between Peter Turnquest and an atheist, we're in trouble.
Why you was talking, Marlon?
Why ministers don't send Peter to another ministry? Since Peter ain't cut with maths, we should send him to social service. Let him be responsible for giving out corned beef and tuna and sardine and grits and rice and lard. And send Lanisha Because I believe that Lanisha will make sure they find the money. Ain't no money get missing. Because Lanisha is a saved woman. But Peter has me punch drunk. Every time I pick up the paper, there's one controversy over this $42 million. Listen, the next time I hear the $42 million is missing, I'm coming to the Treasury to check for it. You can cost the police lock me up. Can you imagine when I reach to the Treasury? When I reach to the Treasury, man, that would be something. Peter, you can cause me a lockup. How am I going to explain to the police under what authority have I arrived at the Treasury to find the missing $42 million?
Which, of course, went into the consolidated fund. It's just a matter of
What you mean, which of course? All taxes,
yes.
all
So,
money
paper
of
trail.
the government goes into the consolidated fund.
So it's just a matter of doing the paper trail.
Yeah, but this man is an accountant.
Follow the paper, man.
Yeah, but this man is an accountant.
Yeah,
he
so-
is
so
a
he-
certified chartered accountant.
So he's qualified.
Not by his explanation. By his explanation, he is demonstrating that he is not as qualified as Menace has made him out to be. Peter, if you're not sure where the $42 million is, there are 35 F&M members of parliament. You all get together, go into the public treasury, and start checking each shelf. $42 million should be easy to find. But I'm suspicious, Peter. I believe you wouldn't do it. But if we found another Negro practicing what you are talking about, I'll be suspicious of them. All right? Stop it, man. If you can't count the money, man, Brent Simnett could count money. Man, it's better that Menace sent Brent to the public treasury because Brent could count money. Brent was counting money from the days of Sponger money. Huh? What you think, my spiritual advisor?
Absolutely.
Oh, boy. I don't know what to do, man. One day, the $42 million missing. The next day, the PLP spend it on the campaign. The other day, they find it. Then it disappear. Then they find it. Then it come back. Then it in the consolidated fund. It is like if Peter is taking us wrong and a wrong in cycle. You think Peter's safe, my spiritual advisor?
I don't know. I've never met him.
Do you
I
think
can't-
Peter Tancrest is a saved man? And do you think Peter could count? Peter, if you can't count, ask Brent. Because I know one thing. When it comes to Sponger money, Brent can count that and the Bahamian money. This is Freedom March. I'll be right back after the break. Man, they have me punch drunk. Oh!
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. Thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV Studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker, and Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. Bradley, welcome back to Freedom March.
Thank you, Mr. Monker. Spiritual advisor.
Amen.
Seems to be a very catchy thing. Do you know that Donald Trump has a spiritual advisor?
I know his spiritual advisor is not as safe as my spiritual advisor.
Oh, boy, I
Folks,
tell you.
there is a debate going on in the House of Assembly in which the F&M government has moved to amend the Constitution of the Bahamas for the purpose, according to them, to take away certain powers from the Attorney General and repose them in what I think they're calling the Director of Public Prosecution. They are arguing that this is designed to wipe out the stigma of corruption, and they could only mean in the office of the Attorney General. And so they set out to solve the problem of corruption, the problem of an Attorney General giving out what they call a noli prosequi, a no prosecution. So they say, we can't have any trust in the individuals today and tomorrow who will become Attorney General. And so what we're going to do, we're going to create an office where we're going to have a civil servant who's going to become the Director of Public Prosecution. These are some stupid Negroes, and God forgive me for saying these kind of harsh things, because I ain't supposed to say it. I'm supposed to be kind and choose my words properly, but they're stupid. Okay? Now, let me show you how. Who do they propose to make this Director of Public Prosecution? That's the first question. What parliamentary scrutiny will that Negro go through? Will he appear before a parliamentary committee to be examined and to be questioned? Will that happen? I am beginning to hear from them that the power to recommend the person to become Director of Public Prosecution will be reposed in a Chief Justice who will recommend it to the Governor General. Now, the Chief Justice is the head of the judiciary, but these Negroes are going to make him the authority to appoint the director or to recommend to the Governor General the individual who will become Director of Public Prosecution. I'm opposed to that. I'm opposed to that. They are suggesting that whoever is the Chief Justice will be above corruption and skullduggery. They are also suggesting that whoever will become the Attorney General will also be a person that they cannot repose any trust in. Well, I'll tell them something that happened 30 years ago. 30 years ago, when they sold the legal files on cases, it wasn't Paul Audley. It wasn't Paul Audley. Paul Audley has always been an honorable and decent Negro man, a man of integrity. I could tell you a secret that his children can't tell you. And I could tell you that he was a man of impeccable integrity. So who stole the files and sell it to the drug smugglers? It wasn't the Attorney General. It was them who was working in the Attorney General office 30 and 40 years ago. They were the prosecutors and the Crown Counsel. So you see, it wasn't Paul Audley. Paul Audley was impeccable. Can you find some more Paul Audleys? Or are you suggesting that Carl Bettel does not have the integrity of a Paul Audley? I'll give you a story. Prior to the PLP losing the election of 1992, Paul Audley, was it Paul Audley? Sean McWhinney became Attorney General, I think, in 1990. So just before Sean became Attorney General, Sean McWhinney, Paul Audley was Attorney General. He became ill, and he was in the intensive care unit of the Princess Margaret Hospital when a crook, a gangster, came into on his ward. I don't know where the police was, because I thought ministers had security. and particularly if they are in hospital, and a gangster came to influence Paul Adderley, and on his sickbed, he had the gangster arrested and prosecuted. But you Negroes don't remember. That's what happened. What makes you believe that if an attorney general is going to be a gangster as it relates to the performance of his or her duty, that the director of public prosecution can also be a gangster? What makes you believe? What makes you believe? And why should anyone who's currently working in the office of the Attorney General be named a director of public prosecution? What tests, what integrity tests will they be submitted to? Name me the Negro who you're thinking about. Let's call him Negro number 1. Will his bank account be checked? Will we follow the paper trail on every airplane that he jumped on and every nation that he went to? Will we check to see how many restaurants and hotels that he went to, that she went to, and had free food? Don't mind these Negroes. They're joking. They're joking. There's nothing wrong with the Attorney General reposing the powers. And if there's evidence that an Attorney General acted corrupt, then you deal with the Attorney General. Now, they tell us on one hand about creating this director of public prosecution who will be independent. That is the lie that they tell us. And then they tell us that they're going to repose certain powers in the Attorney General who will now direct this man who you all say is going to be an independent public prosecutor, where the Attorney General can tell him on a policy of national security, we want you to do this. And they set out a bunch of criteria. So they fooling us. This man or this woman ain't gonna be no independent prosecutor.
That's interesting.
Huh? They think that all of us are stupid. Huh? But I ain't stupid. I can say it once and I ain't gonna say it no more. When Paul Adderley was alive, I was tight with him. Tight. And there are many things that he told me. So when I see these Negroes, why do you think I laugh at them? I laugh at them because I know they are gangsters. They are gangsters. They're gangsters. They're gangsters. So don't come and tell me but the deputy, the director of public prosecution, he now going to be independent. Yet you say that Carl Bettel will be able to tell him what to do. And then you come up with slick reasons. Don't think we stupid, eh? No. I'm going to tell you something about me. There's only 2 persons in Black Village who could read better than me. Only 2. 2. I thought it was 1. I discovered another one. So who y'all fooling? Now let me show you what the Negro Minister of Foreign Affairs has to say. What's his name? The Defense Force officer, the soldier, turned lawyer, turned Minister of Foreign Affairs. Let's hear what he say. He says it will wipe out the stigma of corruption. What are you talking about? You ain't know what you're saying. How old are you? Where the heck you been in 1983 and 1984? What you talking about? Huh? What you talking about? You don't know what you're talking about. You end up, Papa went down in North Andros, North Abaco, and helped you to get elected. You even don't know the history of the 1984 Commission of Inquiry. If I told you something, they'll run. They'll run. Bunch of gangsters parading around talking about y'all going to bring, I mean, it's amazing. But let's see what Darren says, because I think he means well. During debate, I'm looking at the Bahama Journal. This is the Bahama Journal. I'm looking at that. This is what they say. During during debate in the House of Assembly yesterday, Foreign Affairs Minister Darren Henfield said he supports the bill for an independent director of public prosecution because it is a move to wipe out the prevailing stigma of endemic corruption from the country. That's what he says. He said the government is attempting to break the monopoly of the unfettered power by the Attorney General and put it firmly in the hands of a public servant who's empowered to operate outside of the act of political authority in the exercise of his duty. How the heck a civil servant could escape political authority when the Bahamian people voted for a government to be accountable and open and transparent? They're joking. They purport to give him this independence. I don't have all the grounds upon which they say that the Attorney General can instruct him to enter a nolle prosequi. They're joking. Leave Carl Bettel with it. Carl got sense. Huh? But to say you're taking it from Carl and you come up with this obscure reason, playing with words, because you all think all of us are stupid. But I'll give you a story about Pinland and the PLP. Don't mind, many of us got D. Paul Adley, one of the best ministers of education in the history of the modern Bahamas, taught me that we were all exposed to an education. We were all exposed to an education. So today, this is a very, very sophisticated society. That notwithstanding, some of us may not have been to college, may not have been to university. Shucks, I got 3 smartphones. The phone them smart. I test the phone. I say to the phone, phone, find me Google. And then the phone may say, spell Google, because your language is terrible. And I say to the phone, Google, capital G-O-O-G-L-E. And the smartphone give me Google. So what this is y'all trying to prove? The FNM is jiving. Go satisfy yourself. Y'all ain't moving no stigma of corruption. Y'all wouldn't know corruption if y'all see it. Wouldn't know it. I want the Negro, who's going to be the director of public prosecution. I want him publicly brought before the Honorable Parliament so that he can be examined. You're talking about first world country? Well, isn't that the way the Americans do it? Certain categories of officials go before their Congress and it's scrutinized. This is another piece of cover-up, another piece of gangsterism. And you all take it from me, eh? This is gangsterism. What kind of but public, independent public prosecutor and the Attorney General can direct him as to what cases he must issue a nolle prosequi? The Negro Minister of Foreign Affairs, Darren Henfield, say he believes it on the PLP and the FNM. The first time we had a scandal on nolle prosequi is when the FNM Attorney General, former Governor General Sir Orville Turnquest, issued a nolle prosequi for John Moscow, who was accused of killing a Negro man by the name of Clayton Dean. And to ensure that John Moscow get away, they found one Negro man. And they said, we can let this Negro go. So that we could justifying letting John Moscow go. Where Henfield was. Where Henfield was when Pinling sent, what the man name? The former ambassador, Ramming. What Ramming first name is?
Is that Elson Ramming?
Sent Dr. Ellison Ramming to Black Village and told me, Pinling wants to see me. As Pinling and I investigated the Nolly Prosequi, that's the awful thing Quest give, allowing John Moscow charges of murder to be dropped. Not talking nonsense. Pinling asked Ellison Ramming if he didn't come to me in Black Village. Pinling said he would call me. I told Sir Lyndon, I said, listen, don't call me on the phone. He said, don't call you on the phone? I said, no. Sir Lyndon, please don't call me on the phone. So Pinling knew what the PLP used to do. Pinling said, you think they tap in the phone, eh? Sir Lyndon asked me if I thought that Hubert Alexander Ingram was tapping the phone. I don't know where Henfield been. He was in school. So Henfield, if there's one Negro who knows that this attempt at an independent director of public prosecution, it is riddled in gangster talk. Who y'all think y'all fooling? Y'all ain't fooling me. Because I know what this is. The Attorney General could still tell him what to do. Well, let the Attorney General repose the power. Because the politicians are accountable to us. But you can find me one Negro that I know nothing about. See, I know who Carl Bettel is. I know who's his pa. I know who's his ma. I know who's his brother. I know who's his children. I know his first cousins. And I know him when he was a teenager. So I can tell when he's being honest. And every time I see him, I see honesty. See, Carl? I said, Jesus, Carl's still honest. See, Carl? I said, Lord, Carl ain't corrupt. See, Carl? I said, Lord, it's Carl. But I don't know who these Negroes y'all are going to bring, because I'll tell you a mystery as I talk in a spiritual tongue. I have no confidence in the office of the Attorney General. Only one person I have confidence in is Carl. And any Negro who is currently working in the office of the Attorney General, unless he is brought before a parliamentary committee for investigation, because I'm suspicious, and I'm prepared to provide you 5 questions to put to that Negro, whoever he is. Y'all think we stupid, eh? We ain't stupid, and I've not just come on the scene. I've been around for a long time as a political activist. So you all ain't gonna put that on me. And I say to the Bahamian people, anybody who comes out of the current office of the Attorney General and is not subject to open inquiry and investigation and questioning by the Parliament of the Bahamas, be warned. It's gangsterism hidden. Well, y'all think y'all are talking this bunch of nonsense. Y'all think we stupid, eh? Paul Adley say all of us has been exposed. All of us was taken through the school. As they took me through the school, I break off, run through it. Run through it. Why do you think I talk the way I talk? I'm carrying out 45 years of political revenge. 45 years ago, I said I can't wait for the opportunity to make a mockery out of y'all gangsters. And that's what I've been able to do efficiently. Y'all ain't talking to me. Y'all talking to some other Negroes. We are smart. I got a smartphone. Can you imagine that? I said it's phone. Phone. Sometimes my wife think I'm strange. She said, "You acting strange." I said, "Darling, that's who you married. You married a strange man." And I look at the phone and I say, "Phone, give me Google." And the phone says I must spell it. Because my English language. And they think they can fool us. Listen, Hanfield, I think you mean well. But you wasn't at the 1984 Commission of Inquiry. And you wasn't around. Maybe you was a little boy in 1983. In 1983, I was married. So, I hate as I listen to their argument. I'm not going to read anything else what Hanfield say, because it's political, I don't know. Anyway, there's great news for the parliamentarians. How many members of parliament, my spiritual advisor?
35 plus 4.
That's how much?
39.
Well, Dr. Menes has broken news. He says he's going to increase the salary of members of parliament. You heard me? Dr. Menes is going to increase the salary. How much more money they want? Dr. Menes is rich. Got a big contract with the government of the United States. Big contract with the government of the United States. Had a big contract with the PLP before he became a member of parliament. Had a big contract with himself when he was Minister of Health. Had another big contract with the PLP when they won power in 2012. How much more money Menes want? How much? But he promised an increase for the parliamentarian. Meanwhile, in Pine Ridge, there's a poor Negro woman who only wanted little grits and corned beef, some lard, little onion, little tomato paste to cook for her and them Negro children. But they chased her, and in her panic, she puked and cascaded and vomited, and somebody, a relative of hers, met her in the hot sun and had to rescue her. But these fellas said they need more money. Meanwhile, in Bimini, they're firing workers, and there's no hope for more jobs. But Menes is going to give the parliament an increase. Meanwhile, one Negro woman living in the government apartment, when she saw the torch, she break off run. And she wrote F&M. Because Menes say he want all the poor people in Bain and Grandstand to support him. But they're about to put her Negro mother and father, her Negro children, and her Negro grandchildren in the middle of the road. But Menes say that the parliamentarians need an increase. You see what we're up against? I thought Menes would have given us a greater news by saying ministers will cut their salaries in these hard and difficult economic times. That they will cut their salary by 50% and suffer with the poor. But no, he want more. He's a greedy man. And they don't like us. They do not like us. And that's what's taking place. That is what is taking place. Hanfield say it can move the stigma of corruption. Huh? What stigma of corruption? Huh? I've been through this, you know. Where the civil servants, the files of all the cocaine smugglers used to fly out of the Attorney General office. But the Attorney General was innocent. It was the gangster staff. Huh? We're going to need a revival. And I want all those who are going into the new Attorney General office, we got to have a spiritual revival for them. We have to pray for them. And we have to throw a bucket of holy water. Darren, this ain't a move, no stigma. This is Freedom March. I'll be right back.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker. My blessed spiritual advisor is Bradley Roll. Bradley, welcome once again.
Thank you, Mr. Monker.
I'm about to read the notice about cracking the code. But before I do so, I want to show you the headline of the Tribune and the Nassau Guardian. Because Island Luck TVs has a Negro man and a Negro woman in an advertisement at the very top of the Nassau Guardian. One of the people, Appalachius, he hails from a holy family, and he has won $50,000 cracking the code. That is evidence of the authenticity of the game. And here is another Negro citizen, a Negro woman, who has won $50,000. You hear me? So you see it. Now, let's crack the code. I want you all to listen to the way I'm going to read it, because I'm going to read it in such a way that you should be able to crack code the whole of the week. So listen. Island Luck and Ultra Game presents Crack the Code 2.0. Can you crack it? Win up to $250,000. Earn 25 reward points. Take your chance at cracking our secret code. Play now at all Island Luck and at Ultra Games locations, as well as on our websites, mobile platforms, and kiosks. If you crack the code at level 1 with 6 digits, you can win $250,000. You have 3 days to crack level 1. After 3 days, if nobody cracks the 6-digit codes, we'll give you a clue. We'll reveal one of the numbers and move to level 2. You see all them numbers I was calling? Write them all down and crack the code. Then for the next 3 days, you can attempt to crack the 5-digit code and win $50,000. That is what happened for the Negro man and woman who I show you in the top of the Nassau Guardian and the Tribune. So if no one cracks level 2 within 3 days, you get another clue, but it will cost you. At level 3, crack the 4-digit code for $5,000. But if you can't get the code, you'll get another clue and move to level 4, where you can win $500 by cracking the 3-digit code. We'll stay at level 4 until somebody cracks it. When that happens, we'll start all over again at level 1. And you'll have the chance to win $250,000 all over again. And for the first time ever, account and over-the-counter players can play via the in-store kiosk, on the web, or on your mobile. For web mobile players, view. Simply visit, let me make sure I read that properly. For web mobile players, you simply visit either islandluck.com or ultragames.com and log into your account and select the Crack the Code link for over-the-counter players. Just select the Crack the Code link and enter the voucher code at the bottom of your ticket. On behalf of Island Luck and Ultra Games, good luck and happy cracking. Visit islandluck.com or ultragames.com for more information. So, please crack the code. Okay? Now, having done that, I want to go back to the Parliament because I told you yesterday, as I examined for a second day, the incoming Commissioner of Police, Anthony Ferguson, and the outgoing Commissioner of Police, Ellison Greenslade. I told you I knew why the F&M got rid of him. I told you that I didn't want to say it. But today, based on what was said in the Parliament, I'll now tell you what it is. The minister responsible for the environment, Romuald Ferreira, who happens to be the member of Parliament for Marathon, he complains over the fact that he had complained to the police about death threats. And he say, nobody investigated. Now, on the front page of today's Tribune is the story. You read it. Go get a Tribune. They need little business, okay? Ferreira reveals death threats. That is what he said. There is no evidence that he was referring to death threats during this period in which he has been elected as a member of the Parliament of the Bahamas and having been appointed as a minister in the government of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Let me start off. It is a serious matter when citizens come forward and say that they have been threatened with death. He argues that these threats also were extended to his mother, who laid on her sick bed. That's a serious matter. First of all, it's wrong to be threatening this man with death. And now, his ma on a sick bed. What is the complaint that the F&M and Save the Bay, in which Romy Ferrelda, what's his name? Help me out.
Romel Fierro.
Romel Fierro. What is the complaint? He has confessed that at all material time when he was being threatened with death and his mother being harassed, he was a member of a group that purports to be environmental by nature. And that group is called Save the Bay. Remember, there was one big fuss where they claimed that people was trying to kill them. And then there was a dispute over whether or not they had complained to the Commissioner of Police, Ellison Greenslade. And then the next thing we know, they petitioned an organization either at the United Nations or somewhere international. And so there was one big up and down. Those of us who knew, who was in the F&M, who had good contact, we knew that Ellison Monker Greenslade was on the F&M political hit list. Don't get it wrong now. Political hit list. We know it. We knew it. Because they were arguing that there were people linked to the then governing Progressive Liberal Party who wanted to kill them. Now, they wanted prosecution without evidence. Only in a gangster society that you charge people and there's no corroborating evidence. So therein lies the situation. I want to tell Anthony Ferguson, when citizens come forward complaining that they have been threatened by someone to murder them, The police must take it seriously and to investigate. I don't care who the person has alleged. If they say it's the Prime Minister, well, he must be investigated. If it say the Deputy Prime Minister, he must be investigated. Now, I know if they say it's me, you all will come to my office, cut off the lights, and take me away. But no one is above the law. The only person that cannot be arrested, if you hear that there is an allegation, is the Governor General. Because the Governor General don't do those things. But every other Negro below the Governor General has to be investigated because there are people who go crazy. And so they have to be investigated to determine the accuracy of the allegation. So Ferreira has revealed that there were death threats. That's what he said. And then he struck an emotional chord when he raised the fact that his mother was on her sick bed. That's what it is. I feel sympathetic towards him because over the last couple of weeks, I've had two Negro women who came on the show and say I said things when I didn't say it, when names that they identify was never called. But that's one of the things that you have to face with. And then, of course, a Negro man who called and told me that he or others will kill me. So when we get into that kind of political debate, that's gangsterism. The politics must never descend where I tell an opponent, I'm going to kill you. Because once I do that, that's gangsterism. That's gangsterism. And in the 20th century, we saw in Germany where a whole man rose up, took over a nation, and there was a policy of eliminating and murdering opponents, and in some cases, members of the party. We saw it in Germany in the 20th century when many of our parents were being born. A man arose, Adolf Hitler, and when it was over, millions of people around the world was killed. Millions of people. And that is why we must be concerned when in politics people are threatening death. In politics, people are showing up to inflict harm. It is dangerous in a society, and it must be condemned. And that is why we need a commissioner of police who is not going to be a political stooge, who will sweetheart the law, and who will listen impartially and hear the complaints and investigate it. And if there are evidence, you prosecute. And if there's no evidence, you liberate. That was what's happened. So I had to say that, my spiritual advisor.
So do you think there'll ever be a time in the politics of the Bahamas where the police force and its hierarchy will not be influenced by politics? Would there ever come a time? Because we need it. I mean, apparently there seems to be a big issue with that. Why is it happening, though?
The police...
It's been like that for years, though.
No. Let's get this clear. Okay? Let me give you a commissioner of police. What is his name? He married a white woman. What the commissioner of police mean? Who married the white woman? Oh, I can't remember.
This years ago.
His brother was the vice chairman of the Senate. What's his name? Oh, boy. John Lee Ferguson, his brother. What is his brother's name? Reginald Ferguson.
Reginald Ferguson, yes.
Reginald Ferguson was commissioner of police. Every time I wrote him a letter asking for permission, not only did he grant permission, he sent me plenty police. And there was no police more F&M than Reginald. And there was no commissioner of police who loved Papa more than Reginald. Because in the election of 2007, me and Reginald Ferguson, we stood at Fort Darcy as we overlook Papa as they parade Papa in. Watch out for me. I think it's Fort Darcy. Jacks, I got my fort right? Fort Charlotte, and then the middle fort. Is it Fort Darcy? I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Me and him. And he was set to be commissioner. As we stood together and analyzed the result of the election. Reginald, please forgive me for saying that. I had to show off and let the people know where me and you stood. Analyzing. Please forgive me, eh? But you never told me that I couldn't say it. All right? So yes, you carry out government policies. Policies supported by the law. And when PLPs show up to complain, they must have confidence that you will investigate. And when F&M shows up to complain, they must have confidence. All right? So I use that example to show you what Reginald Ferguson has done.
Okay.
But Anthony Ferguson, who was in charge, while Greenslade said he was remaining silent so that his credentials could be approved. You think Her Majesty was going to disprove or not approve Greenslade? Every European country. You know who Greenslade was? Greenslade was like the top police in this part of the world. All they would have done is approve, approve, approve. But the F&M did had him in over these things. Tomorrow, depending on how I feel, I'll give you the second reason. Don't forget now, I am an F&M, and I'm very close to powerful, powerful people in the F&M. And I'm not saying that the powerful people told me things. But I know that they are mystical.
Your viewers are complaining about the Facebook feed. Something is going wrong with it.
Something is going wrong?
Yeah, I don't think the studio could correct it, eh?
Well, I don't know.
They're saying that this feed is freezing.
The feed is freezing?
Yeah.
Well, normally when that is happening, I may have said something that upset powerful people. I don't know.
So?
I don't know. But
Yeah.
don't worry about it. Nothing I've said is unlawful. Okay?
All right.
So, have no fear. Now, get the feed working because I won't go to the punch. I've been in the punch in a long
Facebook, right.
time.
It should come up.
What's going on here? Okay. Somebody say, my Jesus. What happened? Facebook dark? Huh?
No, it's
And you all know the F&M is two things?
Huh?
Huh?
I don't know if it's the F&M. Maybe something technical, that's all.
How you mean? Yeah,
Maybe something
what's going
technical.
on? So, my spiritual advisor grabbed the text
Oh,
and
sorry, we have to...
there's no text?
well, let me see. The phone is dead.
The phone is
Let
dead?
me see. Let me see if I can read
Goodness
something.
me, what kind of people?
Mrs. Monica, good afternoon. What you think about the murder that took place here in Abago? What murder are you talking about?
Listen, that case becomes sub judice. What do I mean by that? An individual has already been charged before our courts. Remember, I'm a justice of
Right.
the peace.
So you can't comment on that.
So I ought to know better
Alright.
that once a case begins and a person has been brought before the court, it would be very improper, and I cannot afford, for a judge or a magistrate to summons me
To court.
and to accuse me of
that-
being sub judice.
Right.
Because under the Magistrate Act, I can be called upon at any time by the chief magistrate and or a magistrate to sit and hear some of these matters. So you see, I have to be very responsible. I cannot comment.
Good day, Senator. Could you please send a special good day to Beatrice, Auntie B. Wilson, she watches your show every day, and if she missed one day of your show, she says that she's lost.
Oh,
Thank
Lord.
you, Mr. Monica. We love you.
Auntie Beatrice B. Wilson, I'm flattered. Thank you. Keep listening to Freedom Lab.
Blessings, gentlemen. Mr. Monica, and your spiritual advisor. Is there any hope for this country? People feel like there's no hope. Banks are taking homes left, right, and center. Is there anyone looking out for us? Is it really the people's time, Mr. Monica?
Listen, it is some of the people's time, not all of the people's time. The people them who will get that raise in the House of Assembly, it's their time. Okay? But there's hope. There is hope. Go ahead.
Mr. Monica, what does TAT means? You said something about TAT?
TAT?
We need someone to stand up for your right. What does TAT means? I don't know.
TAT. I'm not sure what TAT means, but I know.
Oh, you say tit for tat.
Well, are they meaning that?
I don't know.
Well, if it's tit for tat, it's butter for fat. If you touch my pussycat, I'll touch your dog.
Oh, gee. Good afternoon, Mr. Monica. Where's your leader? Loretta Butler Teddy. You don't even mention anymore.
Listen, I have high level. You say I'm putting on weight? I'm putting on weight. When I arrived at her estate, I met some distinguished citizens. And I'm not used to eating around a pool. So I stood up and I just looked at the pool. And then she said to me, Mr. Monica, you may sit there. And I sat, and listen here. It was seafood galore. The lobster, there was grouper. Man, there was all kinds of meat. And if I was wearing my coat, I'd have put some in. But she said to me, Senator, I'm going away, and I have a special treat for you. And the next thing I know, I got a big pot of stuff. Food. Because Loretta knows that I'm poor. She knows it. She's wonderful. And in the true spirit of her paternal grandfather, national hero, the late Sir Milo Boynton Butler, Vice Bahamian Governor General in an independent Bahamas, they took good care of me.
Spiritual advisor asked Mr. Monica what year he left Finland and what year he joined up with Papa.
I never joined up with Papa. Papa was my friend. I was helping Papa with a political maneuver when members of my party warned me to leave Papa alone. And Papa has been trying to get me to call each and every one of their names. And every time Papa say who that was, I said, Papa, I ain't remember. Okay? Listen, Papa was a powerful man. I needed to be in opposition with Papa, to Papa to keep Papa on the straight and narrow way. That's the way I am, you know. Pending in power, I opposed him. Ingram got power, I opposed him. Perry got power, I opposed him. Minnis has power, I opposed them. And as soon as Brave Davis come to power, I'm going to tell them goodbye. And just fight them for 5 years to make sure that we have good government, good opposition.
I hope they're listening.
Because what are the facts?
You've said it.
The rest of these Negroes do not know how to provide what I call critical opposition support. They're corrupt.
You've said
So
it,
they
Mr.
want things.
Monica.
I want no things. I just like Ingram. Papa didn't want nothing. And he ended up with everything. I'm just like him. The only thing is, I don't want everything.
Mr. Monica, you have to correct us, I guess, when you come back.
What's that?
According to The Punch, Mr. Monica's show might be headed to Sport Radio. He's losing audience.
That is not true.
He messed with Frankie
I
Campbell
have
too much.
200,000 people on TV watching Freedom March. Huh? You think I was waiting on Sabbats to tell me? All I got is influence in the country. 200,000. And if you don't believe me, I can give you a coded message and the person will know. This is Freedom March. The punch say, we can get radio. And Sabbats ain't tell me. Sabbats, are we having a radio? Because there's another.
Do you have something to say to the senator? Call Freedom March at 323-7775. Toll free from anywhere in the Bahamas at 242-300-0045. Freedom March with Rodney Monker, only on ILTV. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker, my spiritual advisor. Man, what a spiritual advisor. Bradley Roll, I continue to give God thanks that you are here with me on Freedom March, giving me spiritual advice.
Spiritual advice, eh?
This is today's punch. And I got a shock in my life. I didn't know Sebastian was buying TV. All right?
Radio.
What are they buying? Radio or TV?
It's radio.
They're having radio. Well, I welcome radio because I've been trained in radio. So this is what is happening. I only have one problem. My God, the punch. You all have to put this ugly picture of me. I've directed my assistants to send you all a much more, good-looking picture of me. I love being on the front page of the Punch. Let's see what the headlines say. I'm not going to get into the contents unless I'm attacked. Sabbats in fight to take over radio station. I didn't know he wanted a radio station. I thought they should say the frequency.
Yeah,
but I'm not going to get in it because, I'm not that smart.
Yeah, I thought the headline was
And then, of course, Monker to be on TV and radio. Wow. Isn't that powerful, eh? Y'all can put me on radio and TV? Well, if that is so, I shall welcome it with humility. But if it is not so, well, I too shall welcome that with humility. But if it is so, again, it means that I have to be more humble. Because it means that instead of 200,000 watching on TV, I'll be working for another 200,000 on the radio, which means the whole of the Bahamas. You all be smart. Come and advertise with Sabbats them. Because everybody is watching it. All the Conky Joe. The Conky Joe them has called me off air. Okay? There is a charming Conky Joe woman who's told me if I really think I'm in threat, one of the islands, I can come to hide. The only problem is how I can get back to work. Right? So this is exciting news. And, but whatever the opportunities are, I shall welcome them. But I ain't too difficult to get along with, So that's going on. Go buy the Punch and read the story. Now, the only thing that is wrong in the Punch is that they say that our rating has dropped. That is not true. Okay? We have plenty of people listening to us, and we are grateful for that. But those of you in the business community, listen to me. Come in and, advertise. And to the woman who I met on the Sports Center, listen, come in and advertise. They'll work out something for you. Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello? Are you there? And folks, I lost my cell phone. Anybody see a gray cell phone? 434-5760. Please save it for me, eh? I lost it between Arawaki and my office. I need that phone, okay? Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Yeah, good day. Rodney, why don't you talk about the $800,000 in the contract from the former minister.
Now, $800,000. Say that again. I didn't understand.
$800 contract.
Explain that. Explain.
They saying that the contract was $800,000, and he signed this a little before the election.
Really? Where can I find information on it? Because I'm not aware.
And who's
Well, they said that in House Assembly today.
Really? Did they identify the minister?
Well, it sounds to me like it's the minister, the leader, opposition leader.
Well, I have confidence in Philip Brave Davis. If he did sign a contract, it would be in accordance with the law. Okay? I don't want the F&M to spread idle propaganda. Because don't forget, for the last couple of weeks, they couldn't find a whole $42 million.
They still ain't find it.
Huh?
They still ain't find it.
How you mean the man just say it in the consolidated fund? All you got to do is to jump in the consolidated fund.
He said there, but they ain't find it.
Listen to me, it's there. They just can't count. Okay?
Oh, I see, they can't count.
Yeah.
But he could give up contracts.
Well, look, unless you can show me that there was something unlawful with the issuing of contract is something that a government can lawfully issue. Take
They can lawfully issue, but not one on top of the next.
Well, listen, get the facts for me, and if you are correct, I shall immediately petition
No problem,
Opposition
sir.
Leader Philip Brave Davis to tell me what is taking place.
No problem, sir.
I thank you very much, okay?
Right.
Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, what's on your mind?
Good afternoon, Mr. Monka. Good afternoon, Mr. Rose. First time call, always watch you every day.
Welcome.
Welcome to Freedom March.
We love first time callers. What's on your mind?
I am calling to ask you, do you know where you go to get disabled sticker?
Disabled sticker. No, I really don't know. I will attempt if this young man in the studio would remind me. You just buy the sticker? Oh, I am told that you can get it from Kelly's. I didn't know you could just buy them and put them on. I need a couple of them because, I have a lot of disability. Okay?
All right, thank you so much.
And thank you. And talking about disability, I can't find no park. No place to park. And they got all kind of disability sign and nobody in them.
No, because nobody know where to go to get the sticker. But now that I ask, I guess everybody will go and get one now.
So once I put a sticker on my car, I can then have one of them parking space. Well, I do have disability because my legs have been hurting me. Thank you, eh?
You're welcome.
Okay.
Continue with the good works that you're doing.
I thank you, my love. Are you one of the women's there?
Yes, I am one of them, but I can't march, but I watch you every day.
But you're in a wheelchair?
Yes.
Okay, I'll talk with you again and perhaps push you, okay?
Okay, thank you. You have a blessed evening. You're a special advisor.
Yes, ma'am, you do the same.
Okay, my dear. Hello,
Yeah.
welcome to
Good
Freedom
afternoon.
March. Hello.
Hi, I'm a first-time caller.
Listen, I need first-time callers because the Punch is saying that my rating is dropping. Welcome.
Yes, the lady just called in reference with the disabled sticker.
Yes, ma'am.
You have to purchase that from, you remember the old Ministry of Education? They sell it in there for $30.
Okay.
Which ministry of, you mean in Collins building?
On Collins Avenue, yes.
Opposite the Tribune?
Yes, right, but you go off from Collins Avenue way opposite Doctor's Hospital, and you go through there.
Yeah.
And in the back there, the building there, a lady in there that she sells it.
Who's she selling it for?
Herself, apparently it's her personal.
So if I make up some, I could sell them too then, eh?
Well, I know you could find out.
Let me ask you a question. Don't you have to have some other...
You have to have, for one, you have to have a letter from the doctor.
Right.
A letter from a
And
doctor.
it's an
Wonder about
application that you fill out also, yes.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, you have to
but
have a letter.
The sticker you can buy it elsewhere, right? Besides,
No, you cannot buy them elsewhere. No, you have
you have
to
to
go
buy
there.
it from where is that?
It's the old Ministry of Education. I can't remember the name of
okay, on
it.
I know,
Street?
I'll tell the spiritual
They have to
advisor
say-
off air where you may.
Okay.
God bless you, eh?
Okay, have a good day, and y'all continue up with your work. You're
Yeah.
doing a good job.
I
Yes,
thank
ma'am.
you
Thank you
very
so
much.
You're welcome, sir.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Hello.
Yes?
Good day, Mr. Monka.
Yes, sir.
Good day, spiritual advisor.
Yes, good afternoon. How you doing?
I am not disabled. I'm not one of the woman them, but I am a first-time caller.
Welcome.
Wow.
You
Welcome
sound
to
like
Freedom
one of the
March.
man them.
That's right. And I did enough marching with the military in Jamaica, so I don't march no more.
Okay.
I watch you on TV and listen to you on the radio in the former days.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but what I want to, I normally watch your rebroadcast in the morning.
Okay.
Right.
And you said something today that on the rebroadcast, which I decided to call in today.
Let me hear it.
The thing is, the jobs, the minister of what's his name, Mr. Dwayne what?
Dr. Dwayne Sands?
Right.
Mr.
Put up
Health.
his
That
picture.
They need 600 nurses short in the system.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, do you take somebody from over Winton Heights who used to walk in the street or go over West Ridge and pick up two guys along the road because they live in upscale community and put them inside there as nurses? No, you don't. Nursing is a 4-year degree now at university.
Okay.
So, is there a need? Is there 600 jobs available? Yes, there is. But the bottom line is they don't have the people with the right skill sets. Maybe they might get about 200, but they will have to go outside the country and get the rest. If not, you're going to have poor medical service at the hospital, which means people are going to get sick more people will die. The bottom line is having jobs is one thing, but having the skill sets for the job is another
Well, I
thing.
support your
Yeah.
argument.
Valid.
Did you get the impression that I was suggesting that they ought to bring in disqualified people or hire disqualified people?
Well, the way you spoke was as if the government is laying off people and people need jobs. Yes, they need jobs, and there are jobs because Dwayne Sands said last night, if you have 600 people with the skill sets who are by EMS, we take them in.
Yes, but are you suggesting that these people, I'm not aware of anyone having been terminated from any of our medical institution. I've not heard that. Right? Are you suggesting that there have been people who were terminated from our hospitals who were not qualified? Or were playing or pretending to be doctors and or nurses?
Well, I am just simply, I'm not going to, I'm not really.
Okay.
But what I am saying is everybody speak about the fact that the government is laying off workers at a time when there's a need.
Well, let me
for
give you an
jobs.
example.
And I'm saying that the other side of it is that you need certain skill sets for certain jobs
Yes.
that are available.
Yes.
And if you don't have the skill sets, yes,
Yes, but this
they're
is.
going to have to bring in somebody from outside the country to do it.
Let's go to the gaming board. Those Negroes that they have been terminating are skilled people. One Negro was getting $100,000, I think. But the new prime minister appears to be opposed to black people making big bucks, even though they are qualified. And I say something fundamentally smells like the black crab syndrome. And it's wrong. I don't want nobody playing doctor. The last man I knew who played doctor, he was judge. I don't want nobody playing doctor. So this is not that kind of situation. The F&M have been firing janitress. And they have not been able to tell me that the janitress don't know how to clean toilet or mop floor. It has been political spite and revenge. You take good care and keep calling me. Okay?
God bless. Have a good day.
You the
All
same.
right. Hello. Welcome to Freedom March.
How you do?
Right here.
Man, that's not true, you know. This show boring, man.
Okay. Well, you licky dough papa. Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Look how they're making me sing. Hello?
Hi, Mr. Monker.
Yes?
How do you do?
Listen, I need a cat.
Good. Mr. Monco, what is going on with the TVs in the Island Lock? For some reason, you go into them. For example, the one on East Street South, right?
You're right.
And what is happening is you can hear all the sports channel, you can hear all the U.S. news, and when you're on, they have you just on, like, hello, can't hear you.
Which one?
Island Lock. I went in the one by the bridge, as well as the one East Street South, and I don't think that's good.
They're not showing me?
No, they are showing you,
the volume.
but they have you on just, like, to look at.
Oh, no.
Just to look at. Can't hear nothing you're saying.
You have to immediately.
And then if you want to see you, you got to stop doing whatever you're doing and run home to come see you.
Oh.
And being that it's Island Lock Show,
Yes.
Island Lock TV, they should be able to hear you in their place.
Listen, I want you to immediately petition Sabbats.
Okay.
You could say it like this. To Sabbats. God save the Queen.
Okay.
We, your Negro customers, petition you to turn up the volume
On Freedom March.
on Freedom March.
If it's only for 2 hours, 4 to 6.
Yeah.
Right, thank you.
Listen.
You can hear all the sports, all the U.S. News.
But not
and
me.
no Rodney Monker.
Oh, no.
Just watching you.
Oh, that's
and
a
that's
sin.
it.
That's a
and then
sin.
you hear when it's time for the quick draw.
Yeah, you don't
I
think
have a problem with that.
you don't think it's Cable Bahamas?
Yeah, I have a problem with that, Mr. Monker.
Well, I say petition Sabbats immediately, okay?
We'll do so.
God save the Queen.
Okay.
All right. Sabbats, you hear what the people them say? The volume is done. Please order that all volumes go up. Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello? Hello once? Hello?
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you today?
Listen, I need a cat.
You know something, I think I'm going to discuss that with my daughter. She has a cat, maybe she would want to give him up. I don't know.
I don't want him spayed.
Oh, I don't know. I'll find out from
If
her.
it's spayed,
and I'll let
I'm
her know.
opposed
She got him.
to that.
I think she got the cat from the Humane Society.
I don't want that cat.
You don't want that one?
I want a cat that is capable of reproducing.
Oh, so you
yeah.
want a lot of a kitten?
I have lots of rats.
Oh, I see.
You heard me?
But you don't have to reproduce to catch the rat.
Uh-huh.
As a matter of fact, if you spayed the cat, the father it is.
No. Still advice. So what you saying, man? You good?
I'm good.
Are you good?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm great.
All is well?
All is well.
Absolutely.
So, Mr. Monker, this is your frequent caller now. You should know this voice by now.
No, I'm old now. I can
How
hardly...
come you don't know? And I've been on the march with you. I introduced myself to you on the government ground.
Listen, hundreds.
Hundreds of women did that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But
I'm
please
gonna come
forgive
and
me.
meet you. I'm going to meet you again.
Okay.
But, you know, the caller clarified about this handicap sticker, because that's what I was calling about.
Okay.
But you so popular, I was holding on so long.
Really?
But you got the answer, yeah, because you can't just go and buy a handicap sticker. You do need approval, like she said, and I believe you also have to pay a monthly fee for that.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Yeah, and I think you have to go to road traffic as well.
Absolutely.
Okay.
She got
Because
it right.
everybody in Bahamas would go and get a handicap sticker.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
I thank you.
That is the procedure.
Okay, I thank you.
So you have a good evening.
You do
Yes,
the same,
and I
man.
thank you
Okay,
very
y'all
much.
Take care.
You
Okay,
too.
God
Bye-bye.
bless you.
God
Bye-bye.
bless you.
One of the woman. Damn. Hello. Welcome to Freedom March. Hello. Hello. Welcome to Freedom March.
Manka?
Yes.
Sir, this is my first time calling. I'm one of the
Wow.
women there.
Oh Lord, I thank you. That
Yes,
thousands of women around the country.
Thank you, Mr. Manka, and I just love your show.
I thank you.
Yes, so, Mr. Manka, I conclude with that lady who just called
Yes.
for the
Handicap.
Island Lock.
Yes.
Yes, so she is correct, and I an Island Lock every day.
Wow.
And I need Mr. Sabah's number.
Okay.
Yes, so I need to talk to him privately.
Okay.
He need to do something with some of those young women. They are so rude, Mr. Manka, and I sure I older than most of them in there.
Okay.
They are very rude.
Well,
not to one, not to two, not to three. I go to all.
Really?
Yes, sir. They are very rude, sir. Mr. Munker, you're doing a beautiful job, and fear no man. You fear God.
I thank
the
you.
things what's going on in this country, the country going 50 years backwards, sir.
Oh, Jesus.
And I say to the Prime Minister of this country, he better get these young people working. He got these young people discussed. He promised them job. I got young children too. They need to work, and they need to do something quick.
Yes.
There can be some serious things in this town.
My God. I thank you, and I will
Thank you,
talk to Sabbats.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Monka.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you doing?
Listen, I'm right here. How are you?
I am a first-time caller. I'm fine.
Welcome, welcome.
I'm calling to let you know. I'm calling to find out, are you aware that they find a snake downtown today?
A snake?
In front of the House of Assembly?
Oh, Jesus. Somebody waking tanks. Yeah?
Yes,
Is it a
7-foot snake.
Is it a bedeviled snake?
I think it's a devil snake because the police couldn't even catch it.
Really?
Yes.
Must be
it's
rats.
all over WhatsApp.
Yeah?
What kind of snake was it?
I don't know what kind of snake it is.
Well, listen.
I'm going to send it to you. I'm going to send it to you.
Well, I can't find my cell phone.
Oh.
But
that's
send
the
it.
devil.
Send it to the spiritual advisor.
Okay, I will send it to the spiritual advisor.
Okay, well, I thank you because we must kill the snakes.
Yes.
All right? Don't mind them white people who tell you don't kill no snake. You
No,
kill them.
we never had no snakes when the PLP was in.
But caller, that snake will do well for Mr. Monica because the snake eat the rats. You recognize that, right?
Well, I don't want no snake
Yes,
wrong me. Okay? Because I got a sharp cutlass. All right? But I thank you. Sound like somebody doing underhand work.
No.
Thank you very much, eh?
Have a nice day.
You
Love
too.
you all.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Now, you all young people working for Sabbats, remember, it's business. So you have to know how to deal with customers. Take, for instance, if I show up, you know, as a grouchy man. So you smile with me, you talk nice, and so forth. Because the customers are very important to the business. Okay? So treat the customers well, so that when they call me at Freedom March, I shall be given good reports about you. All right? Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello? You're not going to answer me?
Hello.
Yes, how are you?
Hi.
Hello, what's on your
Can
mind?
you hear me?
Yes, I can. Loud and
First
clear.
time calling. Good afternoon to both
Welcome,
of you. Then.
welcome.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
I just want to confirm, based on what the lady just called in reference to the disabled stickers.
Yes.
You have to go. Let me not listen to myself.
Don't listen to yourself.
You have to get a letter from the doctor first of all, and
Okay.
it's Abilities Unlimited,
Uh-huh.
and that's in the old Ministry of Education building.
Yes.
Not the entrance on Shirley Street. It's the entrance on Collins Avenue.
Okay.
And it's not a monthly fee. If you pay $30, it's a one-time shot.
Okay.
You have to fill in a form as well, and you cannot purchase that from road traffic or no other place.
Okay.
It has to be done through Ministry Ability Unlimited.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, I thank you for the
All
information.
right. You're very welcome, and I'm one of the women there.
Oh, praise the Lord that all over the country.
First-time caller.
I thank
Okay?
you. Yes.
All right. Thank you, sir. Goodbye.
I'm
And you all have a good day and continue doing the good work that you both are doing.
Yes, ma'am.
God
Thank
bless
so much.
you.
All right. God bless you too both.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Mr. Manka. How you doing?
Listen, I'm right here. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Mr. Manka, I am one of the woman them.
Oh, Jesus, have
and
mercy.
my husband is one of the man them.
This is powerful. This is powerful. You cooking? Yeah, you got to cook for him on time.
Oh, yes, I cook for him on time.
Don't mind what nobody say. And when you
Don't
serve
mind what
him,
nobody say,
it's
Mr. Manka,
food.
he like he belly, so I have to cook for him on time.
Make sure you put towel on the side for the man. The rice in one plate and the soup in another bowl. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
And make sure you feed him before the children.
Okay.
You're a wonderful woman.
Yes, sir.
I thank you, eh?
Mr. Manka.
Yes?
I just want to send a shout out to the lady at Commonwealth Bank.
Okay.
Miss Chipman.
Miss Chipman.
very professional lady today at
Wow.
Federal Bank.
Which branch?
Prince Charles.
Okay. Miss Chapman from Prince Charles. Listen, a woman salutes you. Keep giving good service. I
Yes.
know the chairman of the board, you know. He's my good friend. And I might put in a
Yes.
little word for you.
And one last thing with the Island Lock situation.
Yes, what's going on?
We need to recommend that Sabas put his entire staff through customer service,
Okay.
especially the supervisors.
Okay. Well, Sabats, I understand, is watching me. Sabats, you heard what the woman say? We got to have training programs and with the supervisors. Don't worry about that. Sabats will deal with that immediately. Okay?
Yes, and the securities need to be vigilant to the establishment.
Okay?
Okay.
Secure, listen, be vigilant.
Okay.
I thank you, my dear. This is
Thank you,
powerful. Well?
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, this is one of your woman them.
Listen, you're a wonderful woman.
This is your first time caller, Rodney, and we enjoy your show.
Thank
Calling
you.
all the way from Exuma, man.
Listen, my mom was born in the back of the forest.
Which part of Exuma is this?
At a place called
This
Nigger
is Williamstown, baby.
Williamstown, okay.
Listen.
Up in the east.
Y'all is my people.
Okay, darling, we love you. We watch your show every afternoon.
This is powerful.
Yes, and I have a brother he don't move from the TV from. You start at 4 o'clock till you end at 6 o'clock.
He's a good...
Keep up the good work, honey.
He's a good man.
All right, love. We
Take
love
good
you,
care.
darling.
Listen. Exuma, the land of my mothers.
And we will always love you. Them red woman, them, honey.
Listen. You're a wonderful woman. See you all tomorrow. God save the Queen.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.